Talk about the performance. How would you grade it overall?
It was a good performance. I think Tecia, man, all her fights are wins and losses by decision. You know, she has so much experience. She's a hard girl to submit, to finish. I definitely was able to fix a lot of things from my last fight with Marina, mentally wise, not get frustrated, just kind of, when I feel them kind of running a little bit more, breathe, just kind of restart and go again. So I'm definitely happy with my adjustments I was able to do. But for sure, I wanted the submission. I wanted to win clearly, you know, not like split decision. But when you leave it to the judges, that's what happens. And yeah, a win is a win, so I'm definitely happy.
You said heading into the fight that after the fight with Marina, you wanted to take out some of your frustrations out in this fight. Do you feel like you did that?
Yeah, for sure. I think I was definitely more aggressive. I wasn't doubting or second guessing a lot of my decisions in the fight. You know, I was just flowing, just trying to get to her. You know, like I said, she has good movement. So yeah, with my fight with Marina, second guessing a lot of things, even my submissions. You know, and with Tecia, I wasn't. You know, I never pulled guard before in a fight. This was the first time. It was a risk I decided to make, but I thought the Kimura was there. But yeah, she's physically fit, you know, and definitely, especially if your submission defense isn't on point, the muscles, you know, around our joints, that's one thing that it's good to be like strong to protect your joints, you know. So I knew that kind of arm bars and, you know, foot locks and stuff like that will be a little bit harder with her. I definitely want to get like a choke. And especially, I think there was like 40 seconds left. We were in her corner, and I had like a toe hold, and she's like, "How much time is left?" You know, so I'm like, okay, she's definitely gonna hold on as much as she can. So I didn't want to gas out too much, but I didn't. There was no doubt in my mind I'm gonna try and go for these submissions to get the tap.
When Bruce Buffer was reading the scorecards, how nervous were you?
Oh, I wasn't nervous. I was pumped. I was so pumped and ready to get the fight started.
And how quickly do you want to get back into the cage? I know you had some names in mind. You didn't call out anyone specifically, but you were pretty realistic about the direction you were going to go. But in an ideal situation, I know you just fought. When do you think you might want to come back? Summer or a little bit later?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to come back maybe in like 5 months from now, you know. Give me some time to really, you know, work on a lot of things. I have so much to take away from this fight too, again. But yeah, more just to see kind of what's going to happen with the next couple fights of the girls in the division and how soon they will want to get back in, you know. But yeah, I'm not gonna take too much time out of the gym. I'm gonna come back probably next week, and yeah, I mean, I'll be prepared whenever I get the call, basically. But I think realistically for the division, I think maybe in 6 months or 5-6 months.
Mackenzie, did you feel like you were able to show all the improvements that you've worked on after your loss in this fight?
Not all of them, but definitely a few of them. I like to go back and watch the fight. You know, it's definitely different, my feeling and my interpretation of how I was in the fight, and then when I go back and watch it. So I definitely like to see really all the mistakes. But I mean, just kind of like cutting her off. There are a couple things that, okay, I still wish I could get a little bit better and, you know, sharpen up my things, especially to fight with, you know, Zhang Guili and Yang Shana and Joanna and Rose and Carla and all these girls, you know. So, yeah, I have a lot to work on, but I think for sure I did get a couple things better than the last fight.
And what are those things that you would like to work on? Like, what does an ideal version of Mackenzie look like? What are some of the things that you're trying to add to your game right now?
Yeah, cutting off a little bit better, not chasing so much. I think a lot of the girls, not necessarily that they'll be running away, but yeah, just cutting the angles and not be chasing as much and just being able to cut the angles and, yeah, staying aggressive. I think following through with more combinations, you know, kind of you can see I'm getting in, okay, jab right, you know, but 4, 5, 6 punches, you know, I can get that in the gym. I'm starting to get that in the gym a lot, but bringing that into the fight, it's a whole different story, you know. So those are the biggest things I would like to get my striking wise.
Yeah, and that jiu-jitsu sequence in the second round was just absolutely beautiful. It was amazing stuff, and it just shows how dangerous you are. Like once you get a grip of someone, like it's, you know, it gets really tricky. Do you feel like you have the best jiu-jitsu in women's MMA? Is that safe to say? Are you ready to like declare that?
Oh, 100%. I mean, title-wise, I mean, I know everyone in the jiu-jitsu world. You know, the jiu-jitsu. I came into the UFC with the whole jiu-jitsu community behind me. So, I mean, I know 100% that with the jiu-jitsu, from the jiu-jitsu world, I'm the best in MMA that made the transition. Of course, with punches and, you know, the time limit in the cage, that changes our jiu-jitsu a little bit. But yeah, I mean, when you think of possibilities and what I bring to the table and about jiu-jitsu, man, there's some missions that I know for sure most of the girls have never even heard of, you know. So definitely, I think my fight, just pulling guard, was the first time I ever did that. I think that's kind of are going to make the girls think a little bit differently. I thought that Tecia was going to kick a little more in this fight, so I was kind of thinking, oh, maybe I want to get some takedowns off her kicks. So when I decided to pull the guard, like jump guard, I went for it, but because I had the submission like really tight, and I was willing to go for it. And yeah, once you get one, and if you don't get it, the transitions just keep coming.
Yeah. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you so much.